Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem and here is the news. 445 days less the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Yesterday, President Volodymyr Zelensky visited the UK and met Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, reports Radio Liberty. The UK announced its plans to provide Ukraine with hundreds of missiles for the air defense systems, along with hundreds of drones with a range of 200 kilometers. Additionally, London plans to start training Ukrainian pilots on modern aircrafts, reports Ukrinform. At the same time, the UK government stressed that they do not plan to provide Ukraine with its own planes, as the Ukrainian Air Force asks for F-16s and the Royal Air Force doesn't use them. Last week, the UK announced that it became the first country to provide Ukraine with air-based long-range missiles Storm Shadow. Italian publication La Stampa informs that Ukraine received the first Italian-French anti-aircraft missile system SAMP-T, reports Suspilne. 20 Ukrainian specialists will be engaged in the maintenance of this long-range air defense system. The SAMP-T can destroy enemy aircraft at a range of 3 to 100 kilometers and ballistic missiles at a range of 3 to 25 kilometers, with a strike height of up to 25 kilometers. President Joe Biden's administration is preparing a proposal for a new round of funding for defense aid for Ukraine, reports Ukrainska Pravda. According to Politico, the $48 billion Ukraine aid package that Congress approved in December has about $6 billion left, meaning US funding for weapons and supplies could dry up by mid-summer. The situation, however, is complicated by the fact that the suggestion might run into the opposition from a small but vocal group of fiscally conservative Republicans in the Congress. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family, as well as share information on social media. This really helps other people to find the podcast and learn the truth about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This night, Russia conducted a large-scale missile and drone strike against Ukraine, including Kyiv, reports Radio Liberty. Head of the Kyiv city military administration, Serhiy Popko, informed that most of the enemy targets in Kyiv's airspace were identified and destroyed. He noted that the latest attack was exceptional in its density, the maximum number of attacking missiles in the shortest period of time. As the mayor of the city, Vitaly Klitschko, informed, fragments of a downed rocket fell on the territory of the zoo, as well as in several other districts. A non-residential building and several cars caught fire, and 3 people were wounded. The National Anti-Corruption Bureau and the Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office detained the head of the Ukrainian Supreme Court, Vsevolod Knyazev, while receiving a bribe, reports Zerkalo Tizhnya. Law enforcers documented Knyazev receiving a bribe of about $3 million. According to the media sources, the head of the Supreme Court received money from people who supported the court's decision in favor of the oligarch Konstantin Zhivago. The Grand Chamber of the Supreme Court considered the case regarding the ownership of 40% of the shares of the Poltava mining and processing plant. On April 19th, the court supported Zhivago's claims of ownership of these shares. The Highlights from Ukraine podcast is a commercial initiative of just 2 people, and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.